The primordial awakeness that can become present continuously is called Christ consciousness. The true self stays present along with the full use of all human functions. The stillness is unmoving at the center of the spiral of changing phenomena. Thoughts, feelings, sensations, and energy revolve around it at the circumference, but the degree of stillness, or I amness, remains during outer activity, completely unchanged. The awareness of I am does not come and go, even as states of consciousness change. The realization of the eternal consciousness is reflected in the words of Christ when he said, "Before Abraham was, I am." At first, it's like a fragile flame born out of the polarities within you. It is delicate and easily lost, and one must take great care to protect it and keep it alive until it is mature. The space between is simultaneously a timeless state of consciousness. As one spends more and more time in the space between, in the now, in the timeless, one takes more and more direction from the heart, the soul, and less from the conditioned mind. This is how one becomes free of the lower mind, free of compulsive, obsessive thinking. The inner wiring changes. Energy no longer flows unconsciously like the old conditioned form. One is no longer identified with the self-structure, with the outer world of form. To realize the space between requires an effort so great that it is a total surrender of oneself, and a surrender so encompassing that it is a complete effort of one's being, all of one's energy. It is a balance of effort and surrender, yin and yang, a sort of effortless effort. You seek it with your whole being. Nothing else is more important. During one's ego transcending practice, it takes great courage, diligence, and perseverance to keep the embryo alive. Do not fall back into the patterns of the world. It takes a willingness to go against the current, against the relentless crush of the matrix. Every breath, every thought, every action must be for realizing the source. The space between is not realized by effort, nor is it effortless. Let go of the effort and non-effort. It is a duality that only exists in the mind. The realization of the space between is so simple that it is always misconstrued through language, which is inherently dualistic. When you are told what it is and how to realize it, your mind will always miss it. There is only one true consciousness that awakens, but it has been obscured by many layers of mind. Like the sun hidden behind the clouds, as each layer of mind is dropped, one's essence is revealed. Actually, the space between is not simple or difficult. It is only the mind that makes it so. When there is no mind, there is no problem, because the mind is what needs to stop before it is realized. It is not happening at all. Nothing happens because it is a letting go of the physical mind. The most concise teaching is, be still and know. How can we use words and images to convey stillness? How can we convey silence by making noise? Rather than talking about the space between as an intellectual concept, this video is a call to go inside, a call for inner silence and introspection, a call to stop everything that is driven by the pathological, egoic mind. Be still and know. No one can tell you what will emerge from the stillness. It is a call to act from the spiritual heart. It's like remembering something ancient. It is a deep knowing. The soul wakes up and remembers itself. It has been a sleeping passenger, but now the emptiness awakens and realizes itself as all things. You can't imagine what the space between is with the limited egoic mind, just as you can't describe to a blind person what color is. Your mind can't know. To realize the space between is to see in a different way, to recognize the seer. Saint Francis of Assisi eloquently said, "What you are looking for is what is looking." When you learn to recognize and abide as the true self, beyond the mind and senses, it is possible to experience awe at the most mundane. We become awe. Do not try to be free of desires, because wanting to be free of desires is a desire. You can't try to be still, because your very effort is movement. Realize the stillness that is always already present. Be the stillness and know when all preferences are dropped, the source will be revealed. But do not cling even to the source. If you enter into your own deep investigation, if you're willing to travel beyond all knowing, then you may realize what I've attempted to point towards. Only then will you touch the jewel for yourself, the profound mystery and beauty of simply existing. There is something sacred, inconceivable, that can be discovered in the still depths of your being, beyond conditioned activity and all preferences. It is not acquired by techniques, rituals, or practices. There is no how to get it. It is not about adding more to yourself. It is becoming a light unto oneself, dispelling the illusion of the conditioned self. Life will always remain unfulfilled, and the heart will always remain restless until it comes to rest in that mystery beyond name and form, the space between. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed my videos, please support my work on Patreon. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I always enjoy hearing from you.